In today's video, I want to talk to you about every upcoming feature in Arknights over the next 6 months. So we'll begin with one of my favorite features, and that is the ability to customize the home screen. On the home screen, you just click the button to swap your operator, but there will be this new button added where you can customize both the background and the music. So we've got the default over here. Then you can get a Vigilo theme, or you can go for Chapter 9, which adds all these burning embers and ash. Or you can go for Sunny Seaside. And to some of these, the first two you'll have by default, others will have certain unlock requirements. So the Chapter 9 one just requires completing Chapter 9. It might be completing a certain events. It's not difficult to unlock. You'll get them all eventually. And then you've got a rainy city. And then very somber winter village. The home screen update will be coming with Neolight. Also with Neolight will be a update to the red certificate store. So if you go right now into the red certificate store, you'll see these tokens for a supporter and a vanguard for the 6 stars. With Neolight, all of this will be updated, but obviously the 6-star ones are what people care about the most. If you're trying to farm them now, at this point it's pretty much too late, unless you're obviously willing to spend OP, but at that point you may as well just try and pull the unit that you want to use the token on. As for whether it's worth getting these tokens, the 6-star ones are worth it if you're going to use it on a limited operator, because it's very difficult to get potentials on limited operators. Non-limited operators, unless you've got a very veteran account, you're probably better off spending your time building up operators. But again, it is equivalent to getting a free unit. So the guarantee might be worth their sanity. Also in Neolight, we've got updates to how your roster will sort. So you can see immediately over here, there's this very nifty feature where you can just quickly filter by the different classes. And you can also select over here, you can select the different stats, trust, etc. that you want to sort by. The most useful one is definitely trust, but the big improvement to trust is now there is a percentage telling you how much trust you have, and just clicking up here will sort ascending, descending. So you don't no longer have to go into the operator as you do now and look at the trust, go back out, okay, how much has each one got? So that is a huge improvement. And this is also visible in the base when you're assigning an assistant. Then we will also have added to recruitment with Neolight the addition of Hung, Ark, and Justice Knight. Justice Knight is the new robot. You get one for free during the Neolight event, and then you can recruit more, just like any other robot. After that, in Mansfield Break, we'll have the addition of Record Restore to the Code of Brawl. Code of Brawl will include Bison, all of his potential, a furniture set, and a profile icon. Later on in the Break the Ice event, there are improvements to the base. When you're assigning the operators, Neolight will add the ability to see the trust here, but you will also be able to see the trust over here, and you will also receive a notification in the base when an operator has hit 200 trust. So there will be a little icon up here, a little trust icon saying operator in base is at full, time to swap. It makes it so much easier assigning and figuring out who needs to go into the base and who needs to be swapped out. Break the Ice also adds golden highlights to senior operator and top operator tags. And you can see how it's very easy to notice the top and senior operator tags. Remember, with top and senior operator, if you put them to maximum 9-hour duration, they cannot drop. It's the only thing that is guaranteed in recruitment. After that, in CN, for the new year, there was a new banner. For us, it'll likely be in the mid-year, so end of June, start of July. This special banner gives you a guaranteed operator that you don't have on your first 6-star pull. For more details on that banner and every other banner coming over the next 6 months and who you should save for, who you should pull for, I have an entire video going over the whole 6 months of banners, all the new operators, all the returning operators, everything you could need to know, including gold certificates. So do check that out in the description below. It'll very much help you plan which operators to go for and also help you save. Also around the mid-year, we can expect the return of integrated strategies, this time a permanent mode. It's roguelike system where you select a starting team and then you add extra operators to your team as you progress. And then at the end of the run, you get some experience, maybe some rewards, and then it all resets. I won't go into too much detail over here. I will have a full video on this as it nears release. It's a very exciting mode, it's very fun. It costs no sanity to play. If you're one of those players who is annoyed by the bottlenecks of sanity and you really want to be able to play Arknights more, this mode is for you. The only thing I will tell you now is do start building your 3 and 4-star operators. This mode very much encourages you to use both low and high rarity units. The mode also includes plenty of rewards, as you can see down here, and some of them are very good rewards. You know, you've got materials of all tiers, including top tier materials, lots of money, lots of XP, free operator. And then over time, so when it first releases, it has up to level 50, if I recall correctly. And then every month, they add a few extra levels with some extra rewards. So we've got profile icons, we've got furniture sets, but the best reward of all is the one that they added most recently, which is the Phantom Live 2D skin, which I will equip for you now, if you haven't seen it before. If you want to see a full video on all Live 2D skins, animations, everything to do Live 2D, I have a video of that as well, which I will link down below. And he has an extra animation as well. And this is entirely free. Entirely free. Then we have the Invitation to Wine event, which will be the limited event following Near Light, so 3 months after Near Light, which introduces a returning player system. The returning player system is just a bunch of rewards for players who haven't played in a while. Keep in mind, it is not worth stopping to play to get these rewards. You'll obviously get a lot more by playing. It's just a little something for people who have returned. Then there is also additions to the dorm customization. First, the interface is a bit cleaner. It's much easier to navigate things. And then you can also adjust the view. And you can, with some furniture pieces, you can also rotate them. It just gives you a lot more customization. Makes it easier to make your dorm look nice. Also, you no longer have that problem where you're trying to move something in the background and the furniture that's in front of it, you keep dragging that instead. So this makes it so much easier to just move things around. Invitation to Wine also has Kyobi, the 6-star, and Lazy, the 5-star, being added to recruitment. Further down the track, with the addition of Chapter 10, we have a new difficulty system. So if you click down the bottom left, you can choose easy, normal, or hard. The progression of the chapter is based on the highest difficulty that you've done for that stage. So if you play everything through in easy, it will not give you progress in normal. You would then need to redo normal, and then you would then need to do hard. If you start straight on hard, it counts as progress for normal and easy. And in fact, if we click on this, you can see it costs 48 sanity for me to complete this stage on hard mode. That's because it's also giving me the credit and the rewards for having done it on normal, which obviously incurs a sanity cost. Easy mode costs no sanity, which is a fantastic system. It's largely designed for people who want to experience the story, for new players who need to get access to things further in the game, but obviously don't have a strong enough roster to make it that far. There's no sanity cost, but there is a first time reward for completing an easy stage. Also, Chapter 9 will have the easy mode added to it, and for anyone who has already completed Chapter 9 by that point, they will just get to collect all the rewards from all the easy clears, which is 1 tier 3 material per stage plus a decent chunk of change. So it really does add up. The rewards are very much increased with the newer chapters for the new story, which is great to see. That coupled with integrated strategies too, and its increase in rewards, which don't take place of other rewards. So the amount of events coming out alongside integrated strategies is the same. They didn't slow down anything else for the sake of integrated strategies. So we aren't getting any reward reduction. So the game is becoming even more generous. Other things to note about hard mode. The hard mode, there's a lot more differences between normal and hard mode in Chapter 10. In your typical challenge mode for events, enabling that is something very simple. Enemies are tougher, deployment points generate slower, these units can't be used, these units cost triple the amount, etc. Right? With Chapter 10 hard mode, most of the time there are two modifiers, such as these enemies are stronger, plus you can't use these class of operators. These enemies are invisible, and your DP generates slower, something like that. However, there are some stages where it is a completely different stage. So, for instance, if you look at the layout of this stage over here, and now if I go to normal mode, as you can see, it's a completely different stage. There are same types of enemies, but the spawn pattern, the amount of enemies, the difficulty of the enemies, and the layout of the stage is completely different. It makes hard mode a lot more interesting. Very much approve of this new difficulty system. It makes it more accessible to new players and gives more no sanity cost content, which I'm always for. And it gives harder content for more veteran players, as well as more variety in the difficulty levels. Another point, specifically for Chapter 10, for the first 2 weeks of release of the chapter, there is no penalty for failure. So I can just show you that right now. I'm going to go into the hard mode, where normally with challenge mode you would lose half of your sanity on failure. So I'm just going to go in, I'll quit, and as you can see by the completion marker, I have already been in here before, so this is not the first time refund. If I just go in and then I just quit, you can see full refund, no penalty for 2 weeks for the release of the chapter. So it very much encourages you to try and complete the chapter within those first 2 weeks. So yes, this is a very positive change. I would love it to be permanent, and I don't think it would be bad for the game for it to be permanent, and it would be great to have it in events as well. At the very least, in an event, they could do, I don't know, when CM stages come out, maybe the first 3 days, there's a refund. That would be nice. I do think the challenge mode sanity penalty is one of the worst things about this game. Anything that discourages people from playing is a dumb feature. Chapter 10 also brings another update to recruitment with the addition of Bagpipe, Sessa, and Utage. Bagpipe is one of the best operators in the game, and so to have her added to recruitment is excellent to see, especially because she is the best unit to get multiple copies of. So if there's ever the opportunity for you to get Bagpipe from recruitment, she unfortunately shares tags with Siege, but if there's a shot at her, 100% worth going for, unless you're getting a new unit instead that you really want. Utage is also a fantastic 4-star. And then lastly, we have the addition of 10 pulls being made from singles. So if you've got 10 single tickets, you can now use them at once, as if it was a 10 pull ticket. So it makes it much easier for people who don't like to pull singles. Now, I am a singles casual, but I do know that lots of people like to do 10 pulls only. That's everything we know for certain. One thing I should say is that some of these features may come to global sooner than they did in CN. So for instance, the delete account button, that was added to us the same time as it was in CN. Just very recently, we also got some new options added to us much earlier. So who knows? For instance, we may get all of the trust improvements at the same time, rather than being split into 2 updates. The things that generally don't move around is the release of new events, as well as recruitment additions, the exception being Pure Stream, but that was because it was a charity operator, and the terms of the charity likely made it so that they had to delay her release in global because she shouldn't return for a certain amount of time. In fact, Pure Stream is probably going to be added in Near Light. Other things on the horizon, we have English and Korean voices that are being added. We weren't certain before if we were going to get the CN voices on global, but we did, surprisingly, which is excellent to see. With that, there's a good chance that we'll also get the option for the Korean voices for those who like to customize. Also, with the upcoming 3rd anniversary for China, there is a data mine that points towards the ability to skip annihilations once you have completed them. Now, obviously, data mines are not certain. It might be added to the game for testing, then it will actually come out in future. Who knows, but it is looking quite likely there will be the option to skip Annihilation stages once you've completed them, which will be an absolute godsend, as some Annihilation stages just don't auto-battle very well. If they add this skip option, it does mean they can make them a bit more challenging, a little bit more tricky, without needing to be concerned about people needing to auto them. Although, how do you earn these skip tickets? Does it take a lot of work? Is it a premium thing? Now, I reckon you could probably buy them whenever you want, but they'll likely also give you some for free over time. Maybe you can only skip half of the amount that you need to do, so it generally takes 5 perfect clears of the rotating map in order to get the full 1800 Arundum. Say if you do play regularly, you get 5 a week, and therefore that's enough to auto all your Annihilations. Or is it a case where you get only 3 a week and then you still need to manually do the others? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. The schedule that I've presented was for how it released in CN. We don't know if it'll stay the same order for global. We have managed to get quite a few things earlier, which is good. Any quality of life, any interface updates, any option updates, I want those as soon as possible. If I had it my way, I would put everything in tomorrow. The only things I would keep are actual gameplay and recruitment and reward updates for when they're released in CN, just to keep that in line. That's everything that's on the way. Hopefully you found this useful. Do check out the description below for a video on the next 6 months of banners and all the new operators releasing, returning operators, gold certificate operators. Very useful video for planning out who you want to pull, what you want to go for, and it'll help you budget your pulls, especially if you're free to play. It really does help to know what's coming. It's one of my favorite aspects of playing Arknights, specifically on global. It's why I don't enjoy playing on CN as much, because I don't know what's coming. Knowing what's coming on global is one of the biggest appeals. So do check that video out. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can also join me on Twitch at twitch.tv/drvol, where I stream usually 3 times a week. Upcoming very soon is with the release of Neolight. I'll be doing a new account challenge where I create a brand new account for Neolight, and the goal is to 100% complete the event by the end of the event. It's a very fun challenge. People very much enjoy that. I'll be streaming very regularly when that is going on, so do come and join me on Twitch. Also, we have a Discord that you can join if you need to add friends, if you need help with the game, if you just want to ask for advice, or if you just want to chat with fellow Arknights fans. Check the description below for our Discord server. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.